Our first award goes to Jada Best. Jada is an honors Bachelor of Science student in forensic biology at the University of Toronto, Mississauga campus. She is driven by a deep interest in forensic science and aims to become a scenes of crime officer. Jada actively contributes to campus life and previously supported refugee students as a WUSC coordinator. Her leadership reflects a strong commitment to community and student support beyond academics. In her free time, she finds balance through painting and peaceful long walks. Congratulations, Jada.
Yeah.
The next award is the Laurie Christopher Ski Memorial Bursary again, and this recipient is Kaylin Blair. Kaylin is a second-year business administration major at Open University, specializing in marketing and minoring in film and television production. She plans to pursue an MBA after graduation to further her education before returning home. Kaylin is actively involved in campus life, including singing and the dynamic praise choir. Our next recipient is Brandon L. Journey. Brandon unfortunately couldn't be here today, but he is also a recipient of the Laurie Christopher Ski Memorial Bursary. Brandon is an undergraduate student at the University of Toronto, double majoring in biology for health science and chemistry. Driven by a passion for teaching and leadership, he has served as a chemistry teaching assistant, tutor, martial arts instructor, and manager trainer at McDonald's. Inspired by the loss of his mother to stage 4 cancer, Brandon is dedicated to cancer research and emergency medicine. As a medical first responder with St. John's Ambulance, he has developed strong composure under pressure. He also conducts neuroscience research on Alzheimer's and brain trauma at Sunnybrook Hospital. Committed to mentorship, he supports students in challenging subjects and volunteers with Community Living Mississauga to assist adults with intellectual disabilities. So in his absence, congratulations to Brandon. So this award is being presented by Andrea Knight. The award is going for the Brampton Racers Association, and Nia Fraser is our recipient of this award. Nia is a highly achieving grade 12 student set to begin a bachelor's degree in business administration in the fall of 2025. With aspirations to study law at the University of Toronto, an honorable student throughout high school, she is driven by academic excellence and a passion for learning. Nia is a dedicated athlete, managing her school's varsity ultimate frisbee team and playing competitive basketball in a rep league. She demonstrates leadership and service through her involvement as a church cafe barista and summer youth camp volunteer. As recipient of the Dream Never Dies Foundation Scholarship, she is committed to excelling in university and becoming a positive, faith-driven role model in her community. Congratulations, Nia. Our next award recipient is receiving the Rising Star Scholarship, and this is going to Robin Kerr. And we're having Dr. and Mrs. Leon Barrett present this award to Robin. So Robin is a registered practical nurse specializing in preoperative surgery at Halton Healthcare with a strong background in frontline and case management roles. She played a vital role as a case manager with the Ontario Ministry of Health during the COVID-19 pandemic and began her career as a personal support worker. Robin holds nursing credentials from Fanshawe and Lambton colleges and recently completed her Bachelor of Science in Nursing at Toronto Metropolitan University in 2025. She is an award-winning nurse recognized with the Marion Shaw Celebration of Excellence Award and the Rising Star Award, a dedicated member of professional nursing organizations. Robin aspires to become a nurse practitioner and certified registered nurse anesthesiast. A little hard to say. Congratulations, Robin. Our next recipient is for the Fitzgerald Gillespie Memorial Scholarship, going to Ruth Abdi, who could not be here tonight. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Ruth so you have an idea why Ruth won. Ruth is an incoming fourth-year University of Toronto student majoring in immunology and global health. She is passionate about bridging biomedical science and public health to address global health challenges. Ruth plans to pursue a master's degree that integrates her dual interest in science and global health, and her long-term goal is to become a researcher focused on reducing global health inequities and improving access to care. Outside of academics, she enjoys graphic design and is currently learning French. Congratulations to Ruth. Our next award recipient, unfortunately, also is not here. So this is for the Darlene and Derek Quashie Law Scholarship, and it goes to Victoria Okeugo, Victory Okeugo. Victory is an inspiring human rights, family, and immigration lawyer dedicated to advocating for youth and equal rights, regardless of background or income. Her experiences growing up in foster care deeply inspired her passion for justice, child care, and welfare reform. She earned her Bachelor's of Arts with distinction from Carleton University and is currently pursuing her Juris Doctor at the Lincoln Alexander School of Law. While in law school, she volunteers with the Mary Ward Center, contributing policy proposals on the rights and welfare of women and girls in Canada. She is a driven, faith-centered individual whose mission is to ensure every child has access to education and the opportunity for a better life. Congratulations to Victory. Our next award recipient is for the Rainsford Moral Human Memorial Scholarship, and it goes to Ariel Shibby Rosen. Unfortunately, Ariel could also not be here. Ariel is a third-year medical student at Yale School of Medicine, originally from Toronto with a BSc in neuroscience from McGill University. She aspires to become a pediatrician and is actively engaged in research focused on improving healthcare outcomes for children with complex social needs. Ariel serves as a senior volunteer at a student-run clinic and leads Yale's medical simulation near-peer initiative and competition teams. She enjoys staying active. She enjoys staying active through swimming, ultimate frisbee, and pickleball in her free time. Ariel is grateful for the support of Dr. Ransford Morrill Hyman and the Dream Never Dies Foundation in her journey through medical school. Congratulations to Ariel. Our next award recipient is also for the Ransford Morrill Hyman Memorial Scholarship, and it goes to Omarion Hussein. He also could not be here today. Omarion is a student leader with nationally ranked hurdler committed to education, equity, and community service. In high school, he relaunched and led a tutoring club, secured a federal grant to support student success, and created accessible learning environments. He placed 5th at junior nationals in hurdles and now coaches and mentors athletes at his former high school. At Western University, he serves as a first-year representative for health sciences and will soon take on the role of vice president of advocacy. His research spans opioid data analysis and CAR T-cell therapy, and he'll soon complete a cardiothoracic surgery observership in Tokyo through the Next Surgeon program. Congratulations to Amelia. I'd now like to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening, Dr. Tashay Dowers. Dr. Tashay is a diagnostic radiologist currently completing fellowship training in diagnostic neurocardiology at the University of Toronto. Originally from the island of Trinidad and Tobago, she immigrated to Ontario with her family during early childhood. Dr. Dowers earned her undergraduate degree at McGill University in Montreal, Quebec, before pursuing her medical degree at Loma Linda University, California, USA, where she is inducted into the prestigious Alpha Omega Alpha, or AOA, Medical Society. Dr. Dowers' passion for pathophysiology, problem solving, and diagnosing disease led her into a career in diagnostic radiology with a particular focus on imaging of the head, neck, brain, and spine. Dr. Dowers is deeply passionate about promoting diversity and equity in medicine and has served on the admissions subcommittee for the University of Toronto Chemistry Faculty of Medicine Black Applicant Stream, BCAS, which is dedicated to increasing the admission of underrepresented minorities to the medical school. As a past recipient of the Lloyd Christopher Scheme Memorial Scholarship from the Dream Never Dies Foundation, Dr. Dowers is proud to be committed to the organization's mission. She credits the scholarship with easing the financial challenges of medical school and inspiring her to pursue her dreams. Welcome, Dr. Dowers.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Natasha, for that lovely introduction. So before I begin, I want to thank Ms. Jean Skeen and the entire Dream Never Dies Foundation for inviting me to speak with you this evening. You know, this is more than just a speaking engagement for me. It's a full circle moment because not so long ago, I myself was sitting in one of those very seats holding a scholarship from this foundation. So, on a night like tonight, that is all about community, I want to honor the Dream Never Dies Foundation for being a community in action. And so, for being the type of village that lifts young people up and reminds them that their dreams matter. I myself am living proof of the seeds that they have sown. And I've seen over the years just how much this foundation has played a pivotal role for so many young scholars, not just through financial support, but through encouragement and mentorship and the unwavering message that their dreams matter. So I'm honored to be a part of that tonight. Thank you. I also want to say to the scholarship recipients, congratulations. You guys have worked so hard to get here, and I hope tonight you take a moment to truly celebrate yourselves and all that you've accomplished. For those of you who don't know me, next month I will finally finish my training to become a diagnostic neuroradiologist. Let me tell you, it has been a long journey. And I think at this point, my family has probably lost track of the number of graduations they've been to. But one more, guys. But all jokes aside, this journey has been one that I never would have completed without God by my side and my village around me. There was once a Harvard study that followed people for over 80 years and found that the single most important predictor of happiness and success wasn't money, it wasn't grades, and it wasn't intelligence. It was the quality of their relationships, their community. So to the students here tonight, I want to share with you 3 lessons that my study journey has taught me about the power of community. The first, learn to fail forward and be open to change. Let me take you back about 11 years ago. I was a 4th-year student at McGill University, ready to finish my undergraduate degree. One weekend, I was home visiting my family in the living room when an email came through. Dear to Shade Hours, thank you for your interview. However, we regret to inform you, you guys know where this is going. We are unable to offer you a position in the class of 2019. Thank you for your application. It was a rejection letter from Yale University School of Medicine, my dream medical school. I was crushed. I had spent all of this time. I thought I had done everything right. I'd spent summers volunteering, evenings studying late into the night, and even skipping weekends partying. And I went to McGill. They like to party. I thought I had earned it. But life doesn't always follow our carefully drawn maps. And as it turns out, God had other plans. And so that summer, I packed my bags and I moved across the continent to California to start medical school at Loma Linda School of Medicine. It was unfamiliar, far from my family and friends, and to be honest, not what I had envisioned. But that's the thing about life. Sometimes the plan changes. Sometimes the door you wanted to open doesn't open. But that doesn't mean that there isn't another door leading you to a life that you couldn't have imagined. So to the students here tonight, you may have a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan. You may have dreams that are so vivid you can practically taste them. But hear me when I say this, your life will not go exactly as planned. Something will go wrong. Something will surprise you. But that's okay. Because what matters is not that everything goes perfectly. What matters is what you do when it doesn't. Your legacy isn't going to be that one award or that one school that you got into, or even that one dream job. It's about how you live each chapter of your life. And each chapter, even the hard ones, add to your story. So I share this story with you, not just as a lesson about being open to change and failing forward, but because it was a pivotal moment that led to me learning about the power of community. You see, when I got to California, I didn't go looking to build a community. I was there to buckle down, study, become a doctor, and keep it pushing. But med school was hard. And what got me through some of the most grueling days of my life weren't just textbooks or clinical rotations. It was the people around me. I joined the Black Medical Student Association, where I felt seen and heard in a way that I had never been before. I even formed a mini med school Canadian family made up of 5 friends from all over Canada who somehow found their way to the same US medical school. And they're still some of my closest friends today. We leaned on each other through what we would call golden weekends, which were 2 days off with no studying after exams. We'd hit the beach, go hiking, try new restaurants, or just complain about how hard that last exam was. But basically, we would remind each other that we were more than just students. That community carried me. They carried me through the exams that felt impossible, through days when I questioned if I was really cut out for this, and through nights when I wanted to quit. But here's what I learned. That type of community doesn't just happen. You have to build it. You have to be intentional about it. We all need friends. Especially now in this post-quarantine world where social isolation has just become the norm. It's easy to fall into a pattern of doing life alone, but we were never meant to do life alone. So tonight, I challenge you, step outside of your comfort zone. Step off of TikTok. Join our club. Talk to the person next to you. Because the people around you may be the very thing that carries you through the hardest parts of your journey. Michelle Obama often talks about her kitchen table being one of her most powerful tools, a place where she can be her authentic self, remove her filters, and share any vulnerabilities. It's made up of a group of women from all walks of life who've seen her some of her toughest times. Well, my kitchen table is here tonight. And they have seen me through some of my hardest days. Like the day my mom was admitted to the ICU. That was truly one of the most difficult times in my life. And my kitchen table showed up. Friends, family, co-workers, they showed up with food, prayers, medical advice, or just a shoulder to cry on. That's the power of community. Now, I'd be lying if I said that the road was always smooth or that community was always easy to find. Because the truth is, when you're one of the first, when you're the only Black woman in the room, when no one shares your story, your background, or your faith, it gets lonely. And I felt that. There were moments during my training when I felt I walked into rooms and felt like I didn't belong. I second-guessed everything. Am I strong enough? Smart enough? Good enough? And imposter syndrome is not just a buzzword. It's real. It's a voice that can grow loud in a room where no one looks like you or knows your story. And for a long time, I tried to push through it alone, keep my head down, and work twice as hard. But success without community is exhausting. Carrying that weight alone wears on you. And what I've learned is that community doesn't just cheer you on, it reminds you that you belong, especially when you forget. And that's what my circle of friends and the Black Medical Student Association did for me. In a world that didn't always affirm me, that group became a power and possibility that I didn't always see in myself. Now, the second lesson that I want to share is never underestimate the power of being authentically yourself. Some of you may be entering fields where you're told to look a certain way, or talk a certain way, or dress a certain way, where you're made to feel like being yourself just isn't enough. Some of you may have faced losses, struggled to make ends meet, or taken on responsibilities that are just well beyond your years. And along the way, you may meet peers who seem to have had everything handed to them on a silver platter. But don't let that discourage you. Your story, your culture, and your voice, never be ashamed of it. They are your power, and they are what lead you to your community. Take Viola Davis, for example, the award-winning actress and producer. She's spoken candidly about growing up in extreme poverty in Rhode Island, living in rat-infested apartments, facing hunger, and wearing hand-me-down clothes. And for a long time, she felt ashamed of her past. She worried that if people knew where she came from, they wouldn't see her, they would just see her struggle, not her talent. The other day, I was listening to a podcast, and she spoke about her time studying theater at Juilliard, where she felt the pressure to conform to what she called the role of a perfect white actress, something she could truly never play. But over time, she realized her background wasn't something to hide. It was the very foundation of her power. And once she embraced that truth, she stopped performing for the world and started embracing every part of her story. That authenticity transformed her work. It brought a depth and honesty to her performance that no acting class could teach. And it also led her to her village. Show writers, actors, and producers who all resonated with her truth. It's what landed her some of her most iconic roles to date. So, in essence, being authentically herself didn't close doors, it opened them. It made her acting real, and it built her story. And the same is true for you. Like Viola, I want you to own your story. Be proud of where you come from. Because her story is proof that your pain doesn't disqualify you, it prepares you. And your background isn't baggage, it's a bridge to others who see themselves in you. So when you live your truth out loud, you'll naturally find your people, the ones who see and accept you for who you are. And that's how you find your true community. Now, the last point that I want to leave with you tonight is to remember to pay it forward. Your legacy isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you bring with you. Be of service to your community, and that doesn't require waiting until you've made it or some big grand gesture. You can start even with the smallest acts today, whether that's mentoring someone just one step behind you, volunteering the skills you've learned in school at a free clinic or community event, or helping a classmate who's struggling with their coursework. Being of service means using what you've learned along your journey and turning around to lift someone else up. One of the most powerful things that someone ever did for me was see me, not just for who I was, but for who I could become. Let me tell you about a dear friend and mentor named Sarah. I still remember the day that I met her. I was a fourth year medical student, and I walked into my radiology small group class, and she was there at the front of the room, a Black woman teaching radiology. You know, in that moment, something shifted. I didn't just see an instructor, I saw a possibility. And seeing her made me realize that I could do this too. And Sarah didn't just inspire me for that 1 hour. She stayed in my corner, motivating me for the years of training that followed. She was honest about what to expect, what to avoid, and what not to tolerate. And when I went silent, she checked in on me. She reminded me that being excellent doesn't mean being perfect. Rest, grace, and boundaries are part of resilience too. So that's all to say that sometimes all it takes is seeing someone who looks like you, doing the thing you dreamed of to believe it's possible. That's why I show up and continue to mentor. Because even if just one student sees me and thinks, maybe I can do this too, then it's worth it. So remember, having a village is a gift, and that power isn't just for the taking, it's for the giving. Along the way, find those who you can champion and mentor. You are receiving this scholarship because someone believed in your potential. As you grow, find ways to believe in someone else's. Whether it's mentoring, volunteering, or simply being a word of encouragement, pay it forward. If I could go back and speak to my younger self, the one staring at that Yale rejection letter, I would tell her, your worth isn't determined by any one email. Your success won't come in straight lines. And your power won't come just from what you achieve, but from how you uplift others along the way. So let me leave you with this. You don't have to do this journey alone, and you shouldn't. Ask for help. Offer help. Build your community. Cherish it. And when you find success, and I know you will, reach back and lift someone else up, because that's the power of community. Thank you.
Our next award is for the Brenda Williams Memorial Scholarship, and it's going to Vanessa Page. Vanessa is a grade 12 student recognized for academic excellence, leadership, and a strong commitment to community service. She has consistently made the honor roll, graduated early, earned 280 volunteer hours. Isn't the requirement 40? Wow. 280 when the requirement was 40, and received the Harry Kreisbrunk Humanitarian Award and the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Award. Vanessa's deep passion for animal care is reflected in her rescue work with local wildlife and her lifelong dedication to fundraising and volunteering for animal shelters and conservation organizations. She serves as youth representative for local pollinator and indigenous education garden focused on protecting endangered monarch butterflies. Vanessa plans to attend Trent University to pursue her passion for animals and education, aiming to become a high school teacher and continue making a positive impact. Congratulations, Vanessa. Our next award is the Patrina Bailey Home Memorial Scholarship, and that's going to Abina McRae. Abina McRae recently completed her first year at Huron at Western University studying management and organizational studies with early acceptance to Ivy Business School. She developed a strong interest in law and business during high school through the laws program in partnership with Osgoode Law School. Abina is an entrepreneur who owns her own jewelry business, forgive me if I pronounce it wrong, Ohema Jewelry and Accessories. She has gained diverse experience through roles with the Toronto Police Youth in Policing Program, Toronto Transit Commission as a law intern, and at KPMG Canada in the legal sector. Abina plans to combine her passion by pursuing a career as a corporate lawyer or management consultant. Congratulations, Abina. So our next award is the Patrina Bailey Home Memorial Scholarship, and this goes to Aska Siddiqui. Aska is a proven leader with over 900 volunteer hours. Good Lord. Sorry, I just read it. I was like, let me try that again. Aska is a program leader with over 900 volunteer hours dedicating to addressing equity gaps in STEM and business education. She founded Bits and Bytes, a STEM club that empowered over 20 middle school girls across 3 provinces through programming and business skills. Her club taught students how to build businesses, plans, and pitch their final projects, promoting both technical and entrepreneurial skills. Aska is passionate about increasing female representation in business and computer science. Inspired by Patrina Bailey Holmes' values, she strives for excellence and inclusivity in her entrepreneurial pursuits. Congratulations, Aska. Our next award is for the Patrina Bailey Home Memorial Scholarship, and this recipient is Silvana Garcia Otero. Silvana is a dedicated community leader and strong academic achiever who co-presides over her school's Medical Gateway Association. She supports peers pursuing healthcare careers by organizing workshops featuring guest speakers. Silvana actively participates in athletics, competing on her school swim and cross-country teams. She has gained valuable experience in communication and business through mock trial and DECA competitions. Outside school, she volunteers with a children's choir, works as an instructor lifeguard, runs a crochet business with her sister, and plans to study commerce at University of Toronto's Rotman School of Management. Congratulations.
And the first person that I will call will be Chidozie. Now, forgive me, because every time I call you Thomas, because that's his other name, but Chidozie is an emerging talent in the field of aircraft maintenance, currently pursuing an advanced diploma in aviation maintenance at Centennial College. He obtained his bachelor's degree in aircraft engineering with first-class honors from the Don State Technical University in Russia. At DSTU, he applied himself, gaining hands-on experience working with general aviation aircrafts at Purdue OKB, blending academic excellence with real-world technological skills. He has volunteered with both the AME Association of Ontario and the Urban Pilots and Professionals Network, demonstrating his strong commitment to community and industry engagement. He is passionate about aviation innovation and operational safety and is also committed to learning. Chidozie is honored to be recognized with this scholarship and remains dedicated to contributing meaningfully to the future of aviation. Congratulations. So the next person will be Kimani Hayden. Kimani, an aviation student at Salt College, maintains an 80% average and has been passionate about aviation since childhood. Get this, he was born on World Pilots Day and originally he comes from St. Lucia. Kimani moved to Canada in 2014. He has earned multiple awards including the PDSB Ontario Secondary School Scholar and recognition from the Ontario House of Commons for his volunteer work. Certified in neurological camp participation, entrepreneurship, and crew resource management, Kimani actively mentors youth, especially within the racialized community, and serves as an executive member of his college's Black Student Association. Outside of academics, he enjoys flight simulation and outdoor activities. His goal is to complete flight training and secure an airline mentorship while continuing to develop his skills and support future endeavors. Congratulations, Kimani. Next up on our list, Timothy Okwi. Timothy is currently a second-year student at the University of Waterloo in the Science and Aviation program. At the age of 13, Timothy had the chance to fly his first plane and since then has turned this passion into a reality by earning his private pilot's license. He is now working towards attaining a commercial pilot license followed by the ATPL. Beyond his academic and aviation pursuits, Timothy is deeply committed to giving back to the community while also focusing on a range of extracurricular activities. Congratulations. Next up, Malik Shoaib. Malik is currently enrolled in the integrated program with Toronto Airways. He has a background in structural engineering and holds a commercial pilot license with a Group 3 instrument rating and multi-engine rating. He's currently working towards his Group 1 instrument rating and plans to write his airline transport pilot's license exam shortly afterwards. Malik's aviation experience includes serving as head flight dispatcher, flight follower, and ramp crew scheduler with OAS. He previously worked as team lead swim instructor in Ottawa and is currently a valet team supervisor at the St. Regis, Toronto. Passionate about giving back, Malik actively volunteers with the Urban Pilots and Professionals Network events. He is committed to inspiring and guiding the next generation of aviation professionals, especially those forging their own paths, and believes in broadening access to opportunities in this exciting industry. Congratulations, Malik. Your recurring theme as everyone comes up, we all know the cost of flight training is expensive and I can attest to that with my own aviation experience. So this does go a long way. So in your thoughts for next year with the next scholarship dinner, please keep in mind these students that are working really hard to make their dreams a reality. The next person that I have is Louisa. Louisa is a commercial pilot currently pursuing her flight instructor rating at Durham Flight Center with plans to complete her multi-engine and instrument ratings. She is eager to begin her first role as a pilot and continue advancing her training. Passionate about giving back, Louisa volunteers with organizations like the Urban Pilots and Professionals Network, the 99s, and Women in Aviation. She's especially committed to mentoring and inspiring youth, particularly young women, to explore aviation careers. Louisa views volunteering as a path to support future aviators and enhance her own growth. With long-term goals of becoming an airline pilot, she remains focused on continuous learning, professional development, and serving as a role model in the industry. Congratulations, Louisa. Sean is a private pilot originally from Trinidad and Tobago, currently pursuing his aviation training at Durham Flight Center in Canada. Driven by a passion for aviation, Stefan is also an active member of the Urban Pilots and Professionals Network, a community organization focused on supporting aspiring aviators from diverse backgrounds. In addition to his training, he is employed as a line service representative, LSR, at Porter Airlines, where he continues to gain valuable hands-on experience in airport operations. With a clear goal of progressing to the flight line, Stefan is committed to developing his skills and advancing within the aviation industry. Congratulations, Stefan. I will tell you guys, full disclosure, reading people's essays and being able to watch the videos, I cried a lot. It was a very difficult process to go through, but at the same time, it's a very full circle moment because of moments like this. So we have one more, and then I will turn it back over to our lovely host. So the last person will be Dimitri. Dimitri was born in Jamaica and immigrated to Canada. Dimitri has quite a support system, but I will, so I will take credit from all of you. Dimitri was born in Jamaica and immigrated to Canada, carrying a lifelong passion for aviation that began at just 2 years old. He has remained steadfast in pursuing a career as a pilot by actively seeking opportunities within the aviation industry and networking with professionals. Through perseverance and determination, Dimitri has made a significant amount of progress towards achieving his aviation goals and continues to work tirelessly to turn his lifelong dream into reality. Congratulations.